Walton Goggins' SNL debut turns into a heartfelt Mother's Day dance party, and the internet can't get enough. There are Saturday Night Live hosting debuts, and then there's whatever magical, chaotic, utterly endearing moment the righteous Gemstones and the White Lotus star Walton Goggins just gave us on the Studio 8H stage. And let's be clear, he didn't just show up for the gig, he danced his way into our hearts, dedicated his opening monologue to his mother, and reminded America that, yes, sometimes the most memorable SNL moments come wrapped in a little Southern charm and a whole lot of heart. As Walton Goggins sauntered down the iconic stairs at 30 Rock, clad in a dapper suit and the kind of grin that can only come from a guy truly living out a lifelong dream, he didn't open with jokes, not at first. Instead, he began with a tribute, not to Hollywood, not to fame, but to the woman who made it all possible, his mother, Janet Long. With Mother's Day just around the corner, Goggins did what most of us wish we could do on national television. He gave his mom a moment in the spotlight, and not just a shout-out. No, Walton invited her on stage to dance, but we'll get to that. First, let's talk about why this monologue became one of the most charming and internet-breaking SNL openers in recent memory. From HBO Heartthrob to greasy, depressing little man, Goggins didn't waste any time poking fun at the weird, wonderful, and occasionally brutal nature of internet celebrity. With the viral rise of his character in The White Lotus, a performance that had audiences feeling all kinds of confusing emotions, Goggins acknowledged the cultural moment he suddenly found himself in, middle-aged sex symbol status. "Feels fantastic," he told the crowd, with just the right mix of sarcasm and self-deprecating glee. "Until I Googled myself." Cue the headlines. He quoted them verbatim. With comedic precision, Goggins rolled through the kind of commentary only the internet could conjure up. Cosmopolitan's gem. Are we all horny for Walton Goggins' receding hairline? Slate chimed in with, "His hair is greasy. His eyes are bulging. I think I'm in love." But it was Yahoo Entertainment's spin on that Slate article that really got him. Hollywood's newest heartthrob is a greasy, depressing little man whom no one saw coming. Goggins, eyes wide with faux offense, fired back with impeccable comic timing. "I've had the same hairline since I was 7. It's not receding. It's holding its ground." But he saved his sharpest jab for the grammar. The most offensive part? The word whom. So pretentious. The audience roared. Twitter lit up. And just like that, Goggins had made it clear he's not afraid to laugh at himself. Or at least, laugh with us while we fall head over heels for his weirdly captivating charisma. Honky-tonks, clog dancing, and a whole lot of love. With the jokes out of the way, Goggins pivoted, and it was a pivot that took the audience from belly laughing to glassy-eyed in about 10 seconds flat. "But you know what isn't pretentious?" he asked, pausing just long enough to let the mood settle. "My upbringing." And just like that, Walton Goggins pulled the curtain back on his roots, a humble, heartfelt portrait of a Southern boy raised by a powerhouse of women. Born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, Goggins grew up under the care of his mother, her 3 sisters, and his grandmother. "My mama," he said, "is the most important person in my life." This wasn't just a throwaway line. This was the reason he was on that stage. And the emotion in his voice made that crystal clear. He recalled with tender fondness how his mother used to take him to honky-tonks when she couldn't afford a babysitter. While other kids were at home watching cartoons, young Walton was learning how to two-step and clog dance under the neon lights of Georgia dance halls. It was those moments, he said, that taught him rhythm, resilience, and maybe a little showmanship. And then, just when you thought he might wrap up the monologue, he nodded to the front row. There she was, Janet Long, beaming with pride. "Would you dance with me?" he asked. And folks, let me tell you, Studio 8H has seen a lot of things, but a slow two-step between a Hollywood actor and his Southern belle mama, that was a first. A clog dance encore for the ages. What began as a gentle sway quickly turned into something electric. As mother and son moved across the stage with practiced familiarity, Goggins suddenly halted the music. "You know what?" he said, his grin widening. "Let's kick this up a notch." Cue the beat. What followed was a high-energy, high-spirited clog dance routine that had the audience clapping, cheering, and, yes, tearing up just a little. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't choreographed by a team of Broadway pros. But it was real, joyful, authentic. The kind of moment that makes live TV worth watching. And through it all, Janet kept right up with her son. He,